Three, two, one,
Go team.
and we're live.
Hello, sister friend. How are
Hello, hello,
you?
hello. I am okay. Surviving, not thriving, but fine. How are you?
Okay, I'm good.
That's it? Wow. This is going to be a really good podcast if you give me one word
I don't
responses.
know if you noticed anything different about me.
A, a new shirt?
No.
Did you dye your hair jet black again with box dye?
Yeah, but that's not what I was pointing at.
I don't know.
I have a side part once again. I have had a
I
chronic side part for the first 22 years of my life. Like, honestly, like deep side. I was like this for
I
a
do
lot
remember
of
a
my
deep
life.
side, but I've never thought like, oh, she has a side part
And then in 2020,
deeply.
we were all in COVID. We were all trying new things. Some people were making bread, some people were making whipped coffee.
You were
I was
watching
trying
Tiger King twice.
I was trying the side
Thrice?
part. It didn't really work. So then I cut bangs. And then when I cut
Yeah,
bangs,
that
I
was
could
crazy.
I could officially have a middle part. And anyway, so then I had a middle part for the last 3 years. And
Can you
then
have
last
bangs and a
night,
side part?
no, I had bangs in a middle part.
But can you have bangs and a side part?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like you
Anyway.
could have side bangs, I guess. Where
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah.
Anyways, so then last night I was like, I have free will. I need to feel something. And so
hmm
I gave myself a side part, and then I've worn a side part all day today.
I'm gonna be so real and honest with you. Like it would have taken me 100 guesses to come up with that. Because I don't know if it's just because like you look so natural with a side part to me, or like, but when you say that you had a middle part, I can't picture it.
I walked around the whole office and I was like, everyone look at my
I'm
side
different.
part.
I'm
And everyone
different
was
now.
like, your hair looked like that yesterday.
It's like when you see someone with a mustache in a TV show and you're like, have they always had a mustache? Or am I just now seeing this for the first time? Huh,
Anyways, that's the
interesting.
only thing that's changed about me. I
Um,
did dye my hair. I'm trying to not have jet black hair, but like
yeah, you
that's a
specifically don't want it,
process.
but then you take steps to not have it and then you revert back to
No,
it.
I just talk about how I don't want it, and then I dye my hair every 4 weeks.
But you got the like the removal stuff. You stripped it once and it was
Yeah, and then it was
bad.
so bad, I immediately went back to the store, bought the dye, and redyed it the same night.
Yeah, which was valid because I saw the pictures. But
It
like
was like
maybe
my hair, but like tinged red.
tinged red, and then also wasn't there also like a hard line
Yes. So the
of where
problem is
like your
I've been box
natural,
dyeing my hair now
yeah,
for like 3 years. And so it took out, Deanie has a lot to say on this matter.
teenies on the mic.
So it took out like the recent dye, like probably the dye of the last 6 months, but the
hmm
dye of the last 2 years, like this hair down here was like, you think I'm gonna come out with a little oops. And so I think my plan now is eventually I'll chop my hair short, I'll do a bob, um, and then like I'll try to figure out if I want to like strip it then or
Yeah, that's the good thing about your hair is if we literally shaved your head today, you would have shoulder length hair in 6 months.
that is true. Like my hair grows so fast.
Eh, Faster than any hair I've ever
Like at
seen.
your wedding, it was here, which was August. I think I've had like 8 inches of growth since August.
It couldn't have been. I mean, it was short.
It
It was that
was.
short.
It was like
No, yeah,
lob.
I believe you. It's crazy. Like they should do a study on you because like you're not, no offense, thriving in other health areas,
Well,
but for
no, and
whatever
also
reason,
I don't take anything. Like I
I
don't take
think
any like hair, skin, or
all
nails.
of your energy in your body is not going to your lungs. It's just going to sprout more hair off the top of your head. It's like, sorry, no,
Yeah,
we can't breathe right now. We're focusing on the roots.
I know. Well, I don't feel like I have like particularly strong nails. But yeah, the hair on my head grows like really so fast.
I did like the hair gummies or no, I did like the vital collagen stuff and like I had to stop taking it because like while probably there was some like hair growth in my hair, like my arm hair
Hmm.
was it was like it was so not worth the
Yeah, I've
maybe
heard of
if I
that.
saw growth on my head.
Yeah, I've definitely
Like
heard
I
that.
just became a hairy person and I was like we can't be doing this.
This is the only tip I have, and I read it in like a 17 magazine when I was 14. It was like
Not 17.
when you're in the shower to like really massage your scalp because it stimulates blood flow, which stimulates hair growth. And so I only wash my hair like once every 7, 8 days. But that time I do it, I like really massage my head. And that's why my hair grows so long.
Yeah, it's giving like when a girl who has like crystal clear skin, which you also have,
They're just like, wash your
is like,
face.
oh, just wash your face. Why are you not washing your face?
I know.
So yesterday I posted that I sizzled off like a front section of my hair
That
burning
was
brush,
crazy.
and some lady had the audacity to message me and said, "No, that's breakage from putting your hair in a ponytail." I'm like, "No, no, I watched myself burn my hair.
No,
Like
it was
I
so
was like
sizzled.
I didn't give the internet all of the details. Like I knew the moment I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't say that because I didn't want people
Because
to
your
be
hair
like,
was on fire.
yeah, I didn't want people to know how much I was close to burning myself in a serious way. You know, you can't play all of your cards. But then and yes, I definitely believe in having breakage in your hair from like a ponytail. But it
Sure.
was like this lady was like, "No, no, 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 sweetie pie, you broke your own hair." I'm like, "No, no, no, I
So,
didn't
what
break
did you
it."
end up doing? Did you trim off your singed hair?
Oh, I haven't dealt with it yet. So I'm doing this fun thing where I'm like still burning brush and I've washed my hair every single night. Like and I've even stopped brushing it because at this point it's like, well, I'm gonna have to wash it tomorrow and it's like this gross mat and I'm using the shampoo and conditioner that's out in the shop, which is like 17 years old and the cheapest stuff at Walmart I could find. I'm telling you, I can't, there's no possibility of running my fingers through my hair. Like all I'm at. It's very bad. And I also hate going to sleep with wet hair, and I've gone to sleep with wet hair every night this week. And it's like I have a silk pillowcase. It's like under this
Why do you
old
keep
burlap
washing it?
sack.
Just
Oh
like,
no, it the whole home would radiate with the smell of smoke and burnt
oh.
hair. Um, like
Yeah,
no,
because if I was you, I would just like stick it in a bun and not touch it for a week.
yeah, no, like I need to wash all my bedding anyway. But yeah, no, and I have a load of laundry that like you have like really dirty clothes when you have to wash them out in the shop first and then wash them in the good washing machine. But yeah, no. But Operation Clean Up a Whole Bunch of Brush, I'm done with it now. Because
Congrats.
we hopefully might be in the fields tomorrow for a whole 2 days.
That's
Um,
exciting.
but I'm like, okay, I have to like give up on this dream of getting this whole fence line done because it's not going to happen. But I've really reduced the overgrowth, if you will, and I've also reduced the growth of my hair along the way. A beautiful
Two
journey.
birds, one stone.
Today, can I tell? I'm hogging this conversation. We need to because my things are not fun. But one rant
I have some
quickly.
things to talk about. Oh, okay.
I know that's why I'm saying like we have to get off of me talking
I
about the
was
most boring things
silenced.
ever.
Okay, well then let me quick to me. I
Okay,
watched 3 documentaries this week.
about
Two about the Titanic, one about 9/11. The 9/11 documentary was a 6-part series. I watched 14 hours of upsetting content this week.
um
Back to
Did you
you.
did you learn did you learn anything new or did you just like re-remember all of the tragedy?
Well, I learned some new things about the Titanic. So what they have done in the last 2 years and is gone down and taken a really, really detailed 3D scan of all of the wreckage.
Wait, is that where the rich people were going to that
Yeah,
had
the
their thing
submersible.
explode? That
Yeah.
okay, and they were going to the Titanic. They weren't just like going. Okay,
Yeah, which like
sorry.
why would you do that? Because we just did this really intense 3D scan.
Mm.
So, and they rented out a big building and they put it to scale on these
Ooh.
screens. And so it's so detailed that it's like you're there. And when you're down in a submersible, you can only really see like 5 meters in front of you, and you're looking
Mhm.
through a porthole that's like this big.
Yeah.
But in this case, you can like, really see all the detail, and you can see it so much at the time. Like never until this day could you like sit and see the majority of the wreckage in one spot because
Mhm.
the view was so hard. And so we're learning all sorts of interesting things because now we can study places that were unsafe for submersibles to go, like under the belly of some of the wreckage and stuff. So
Mhm. Question,
fascinating.
why, like, I'm assuming there's like funds that are going towards the things on
Yeah,
the
I'm
Titanic.
sure.
Why do we spend so much time and energy? Like, because it's not like this is like, we're exploring the ocean for the first time and learning about
I know.
species. It's like, or are we just trying to get the wine back?
I think it is like historians and scientists still trying to answer some questions. And
Mhm.
so there are things, so the movie Titanic is a pretty accurate portrayal, but they did get some things wrong. Like the degree to which the bow of the boat was going up before it sank was wrong. And like now we know it's probably more like 23 degrees instead of 90 degrees. And so they're still discovering things about it to this day.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know. I'm sure it's largely privately funded by people that care about the Titanic. I don't know
Mhm.
how much like federal grants. I mean, probably now none, but I don't know how many were like going to that sort of
Thing.
study.
Yeah.
But there are so many people that like have truly dedicated their lives to the Titanic.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand it. It's just it's such a like I can't think of another thing that would be similar. Like I guess the only other thing I can think of is like 9/11, but obviously they don't keep the wreckage around. Like,
Right. I mean, yeah,
different, but
yeah, I'm trying to think about wreckage because you're right. A lot of times like on land it gets cleaned up.
yeah,
But
well,
there
which
are like
we would
so
have
many
done
like
too with the
World War
Titanic
II
probably too.
historians and like
Yeah.
a lot of, Holocaust studies and Holocaust
Right.
historians and
Yeah.
still doing work at Auschwitz and Birkenau.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think,
Yeah.
yeah, there's just people that feel called, morally, ethically, politically to work on these causes. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
but yeah.
interesting.
It
Okay,
was
wait, you
truly.
said you said all of them were about the Titanic or
No,
what?
two were about the Titanic, and then one was about 9/11. And the
Okay.
9/11 was interesting. It's a National Geographic called One Day in America. It's on Disney Plus. We're
Is
not
it there is
sponsored.
there a timeline?
Um, yes, it is told chronologically, but it
Mhm.
is interesting. It's told only by first responding survivors, so firefighters, police officers, paramedics. It does not speak about like really like 9/11 in a geopolitical context or like a
Mhm.
terrorism context, but more so just like from the first response perspective. But like talk about some NYPD, FDNY propaganda. Like I'm ready to be a firefighter.
Oh my
The
goodness. Yeah.
way they talk about like their brotherhood and their call to action and how selfless these people are and these heroes are. I'm
Mhm.
like, I mean, it still brings you to chills. It's like I've heard all these
I literally have
stories.
chills right now. Like,
Well,
yeah,
and
and there's
something I
so many great
really loved
stories.
about it is they paired like these people that they like truly trauma bonded with, like it'd be a firefighter and the person he saved, and they both
Mhm.
tell the side of their stories, and then like kind of at the end, it's like them together.
Mhm.
And that's I really liked it. They really focused on like the connection people made and like the selflessness of a lot of the first responders and just like everyday people that they were
Mhm.
like, I was on my way out and I saw someone and they fell on the floor and they twisted their ankle, so I helped carry them out, and then like they're lifelong friends.
Mhm.
Um, so it was quite moving.
I listened to some podcast and they were talking about like supernatural experiences where it's like basically like your brain makes up another person or something while you're in like
Mm-hmm.
moments of trauma. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember what podcast I was listening to, but like they told one story about someone who like obviously you didn't know this is what the story was about, but it was like, oh, this person like helped me. We were stuck on this floor and we figured out to go here and blah blah blah. And then like
Hmm.
the person gets out and they're like, there's no person there. And like that person I think believed it was like an angel versus
Yeah.
like a whatever
Well, so there was one
the
story.
phenomenon that scientists have decided is where I remember I was like just driving and I was just weeping. It was like I
Yeah.
cannot get over like in the like I mean there are
Wait,
countless
wait, I have
stories.
a funny one. So this guy, he was like stuck on a floor, and another guy heard him and turned around from the group and went back, and they really have this like crazy story of survival. And the guy that was stuck was like, we're brothers, and the guy that saved him was like, I don't have any siblings, like sure we can be brothers. And then they make it out, and nobody else who they were with prior made it out. So like truly like by the grace of God in the last second survived. And so they're running because the tower is collapsing. And then the guy who like saved the man who was trapped like looked to the right and he was gone. And then he was like, oh my gosh, did I envision this guy? Like, had I made it up? No, it turns out the guy that was hiding somehow hailed down a truck and forced him to drive him to Brooklyn. And then they were reconnected, like a journalist reconnected them like a few months later because
Uh-huh.
they had like shared the name and the story and whatever. And the guy that saved him was like, I literally thought I made you up. And the
Wait,
guy was
that's
like,
so
no, I
funny.
I got to Brooklyn.
That's so
I
crazy to be
hailed
like,
down a truck and
"Hey, we
forced him
just
to
trauma
drive him to
bonded.
Brooklyn.
I'm gonna Irish goodbye you."
I
But
know.
I can also see like you get out of this building that you don't think that you're gonna get out of. Well, get me to Brooklyn.
Well, I know.
Hey,
I think he was
get
like,
me
my
across the
family's in
pond.
Brooklyn. And he's like,
Yeah.
man in a truck, you have to drive me there.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, did I just make up this guy up? Is he not real? And so I think he was really grateful when he found out that he hadn't completely imagined his new brother.
Jeez.
And then he he like went to the guy that saved his daughter's wedding, and it
Hmm.
was like a very sweet, like they are like lifelong friends
Aw, who
now.
saved
But
who?
yeah, it's I know. Well, and that's what he kept saying is because the group he was going down with before he turned around to help this guy ended up going in a
Mhm.
different direction and they did not make it out.
Yeah,
So
which is also like
Stanley was
horrible.
always like, you saved me, and the guy was like, no man, you saved me. And it
Yeah.
is like truly like, and the documentary is just
Well,
like
and then it's like
full of
and it's
those
like
types of
you
stories.
don't wanna even be you don't wanna go to the place of like, "Oh, those other people didn't turn around. Had they also"
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Because it's like no one knew.
Yeah.
Ugh, how
Yeah,
horrible.
just like all deciding if like you should go up or go down, and it's just like
Yeah.
horrible. But anyways, that's what I did this week. I just watched a lot of documentaries.
And you also went to a Passover dinner.
I
Tell me
did.
about that. I'm assuming this is your first Passover
It is
dinner?
my first Passover. It was 6 hours. Um,
Due to, like,
the ritual of Passover.
the ritual okay.
So, like different families, do like
It different.
a differently. Like some people like it's like a normal meal and they just like have these foods, like kind of like how people do on Christmas and Easter. But other people like do the whole 1, 2, 3. And like I feel like I was at a place that we were doing the whole 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
And
Which is probably good for your first
yeah, it's like we
experience.
sang like 4 songs, we retold the story of Exodus, we all washed our hands twice, we all had to do popcorn reading. We I listened to a bunch of things that were in Hebrew. Um I listened so yeah, it was lovely. It was nice.
And how many non-Jews were there?
So there were about 15 people, and I would say 6 of us were
Okay.
not Jewish, and also like 4 of us, it was our first Passover. So I felt not alone. Like I felt like we were
Yeah.
all learning together.
Nice. And, like, I guess my question is, like, did they invite you so that you, like, just to have you experience it, or they weren't trying to, like, get the word about Passover out? Like,
No,
because
it
Jewish
was
people don't, like, push their like, it's not like
yes,
Christians where,
they
like, people will, like,
definitely
go door to door, right?
yeah, no, they definitely weren't like trying to convert me into being a
Yeah.
Jew. Um, I it
Rude.
was I think they would love to have me, but I don't think that was their intention. I
Mhm.
think is my friend Rebecca, and her family lives 45 minutes outside of the city, and she knows that I don't have family in the city, and so she's just more of like, if you want a home cooked meal and like to see your garage, like it's like truly a suburb, and so it's like
Yeah.
if you just like want to come hang out with
Yeah.
my family, and I was like,
Very
sure, I'd love
nice.
a home cooked meal.
How was the home cooked meal? Good?
It was gonna be a brisket, and chicken, and potatoes, and meatballs, and all
Did you have
sorts
a
of
challah? Do
things.
you have challah at Passover?
No, you
Or
actually
you
don't have
don't
any
because that's
leavened bread.
because that's the beginning of the no leaven and then it's 10 days?
It's 7 days.
7 days. All of my facts
I
are
did have
wrong.
matzah, which is not leavened bread, but
Yeah, I've had that before. Don't know why.
it tastes like a saltine without salt. But we put
Yeah.
horseradish on it
Hmm.
because you have like at different points you have different things, and you have a, I forget what it's called, but a something herb, and you have a green vegetable, and you dip, there's a thing of salt water that represents the tears of the Hebrews, and you dip parsley in salt water and eat it, and it's very ritual, like it's a very,
Mhm.
and everyone gets like a book at their table at your placemat, and like it it walks you through like the 12 things you do for the dinner, and you can't celebrate Jewish holidays until 45 minutes after the sun goes down. So we
Mhm.
show up at 7, but the sun doesn't set till 7:45, so we can't eat till 8:15. It's just like,
Mhm.
yeah, there's like a lot of rules. That's what I
Yeah.
learned.
Yeah. Nice. That's yeah. With our Christian background, I feel like there's holidays, but it's like a less it's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
There's
is.
less things going on.
But
I
I
don't
do feel
know.
like when we were
My
kids,
favorite was always
Easter was a
Palm
much
Sunday.
bigger deal. And now Easter is like a pretty not big deal for me. But yes, loved Palm Sunday, loved
Palm
hanging with
Sunday
the
was great.
palm,
And you know why it was? You know
loved
why it was so
loved
good?
scratching dad's
That was
nose with
like
the
the
palm.
one time a year you'd go to church and you'd get something. And then we'd have
Yeah.
our palms, and then
Well,
but then like I'd be so mad at myself because then I would start fidgeting with it, and then my palm would be
what's
destroyed.
even fun about our old church is like the kids would walk and do like a palm parade, and we would
Yes.
all like walk around
Wave our palms.
waving our
Oh, and I can remember
palms.
too, like normally we get these like long snake like
Yeah.
hard ones, and then another year we got like they like branched out, and it was like, what's this? This is, I don't know anything
I
about palms, but
I
this is no
love an
palm to
object.
me.
See, and then like the Christmas Eve service, you get the candle. That's a fun one.
Oh, oh, the best part of the whole thing is then working up the nerve to do that, put it out that way.
But yeah,
I can
Easter
I
was
can
such a
remember
bigger
like
deal, probably because the
yeah.
Easter Bunny. And now the Easter Bunny doesn't visit me, but
Yeah, no Easter baskets for us.
I
I don't
know.
yeah, we're not oh, yeah, I'm not I guess I'll just be celebrating Easter on a plane.
I'll be
Um
selling it on a train.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Easter's kind of like been I think it's because like you guys don't come home for it.
Hmm.
And then, like, I remember there was a couple years where mom would go to see one of you guys, and so then
Yeah,
it'd be me, dad, and Tanner. One of the years I did a Easter egg hunt with beers. So then dad and Tanner both had like a six pack, and I did the like create your own ones, and so then it
that's
was like kind of
fun.
fun uh having them do that. But like, I mean, it was like fun for 2 minutes, and then and then it was
Yeah.
like, okay, well now we're gonna have ham,
Well, and I
and
would
also
come
I
home,
hate
but I
ham.
have an event on Monday morning. Like, that's so
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah, it's not one of those holidays where you
Not a
have
good one.
time.
When we like don't
Yeah.
get any time off work, so
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like
and it's a
not a good
Sunday,
one.
which is just as hard. Um, you know, Jesus should have risen on a Saturday.
I
Or
love ham though.
oh, yuck. I we got our Bex ham, and I always feel bad because I appreciate Bex being like, "Hey, here's a ham," but every single year we're ungrateful and we're like, "Oh, now we have this huge ham." Just and then we try to give JD the ham, and JD's like, "We're not celebrating," because his kids are all going in different directions, and his siblings are doing things with other sides of family, and so he's like, "We're not doing it." And we're like, "But please take the ham." He's like, "No."
Give me the ham. I want
I
the
know.
ham. I
Well, it's
love
like I
ham.
just wish I don't know. I know we have like some food pantries, but I also know that like the largest hog operation in the world, not really. We have a ginormous hog operation in Bucyrus, and I do believe they do give out hams. Um, so I believe that our town has a surplus of hams
Hams, yams, and
for every
automobiles.
table on Easter. So I don't know.
It was also fun when we were kids. Our cousins would come down for Easter, and we'd all have a big Easter egg hunt.
Oh my gosh, the only thing I can ever think of when I think
It's
about
that
Easter with my
picture.
cousins is the pictures. So okay, so in our family we have three children and they have three children. And
What?
so
You just said you
I
didn't
don't
say that
know.
correctly.
Our cousins, there's three of them, there's three of us.
On our mom's side.
On our sorry, I'm not giving any context. Okay. So picture this. There's a girl and two boys. And then picture two two I can't do this. My brain's broken. Anyway, we took pictures, but we did it by like oldest to youngest, which like their oldest is my age, so it was like really kind of confusing. No, because Cody was. It doesn't matter. I don't know who was with who.
No, because there's clearly like so our cousins. Wow, Zoe.
Yeah, please explain this. I'm doing a horrible
Okay,
job.
so our mom
Get
has
this. We
one
have
brother.
cousins.
His name is John, okay? And he married a woman, and then they had three children. And it goes Michaela, Austin, Isaac. I'm just gonna say their names. I think that's fine. Michaela watches. Shout out to Michaela.
We hope
Um,
you're okay with this. We won't give your middle names, last names, or date of
but
birth.
the way the ages go, it goes Cody was born, then Michaela, and then Zoe, and then Austin, and then Isaac, and then me. And so we all kind of have a built-in buddy, okay? Zoe and Michaela, the oldest girls, and Isaac and me, the
And then Cody
youngest.
and Austin are both really into birding.
And yeah, and so that's
Un
just
yeah.
how it lined it up. We all had a built-in buddy. And so one year they were like, okay, let's take pictures of all the built-in buddies. You can take it from here.
Okay, and so there's a picture of I think it's Austin has like tucked in shirt, belt on, like he looks like he's ready for his first day at work.
He's
I c-
dressed to the nines.
I could not tell you what Cody's wearing.
He's
And then
probably wearing khakis and a
yeah,
polo.
and then there's me and Michaela, slightly more disheveled. And then
No,
there's
I
Kenzie.
think Michaela is very put together. Zoe a little disheveled,
Oh yeah, I'm probably the disheveled one there.
but
But
both
then we
looking nice.
sure. And then we get to Isaac, and Isaac is like shirt out, pants out. The buttons might be like on the wrong thing, hair astrew, and so like it just
They're in
well
every
and
direction.
yeah, and like Michaela probably looked fantastic. It was just that like Austin was so professional. And then there was a middle ground, and then there was Isaac, and the juxtaposition of
It
these like
looked like he
random
just done
photos.
a 14-hour bender in Las Vegas. And also, he's nine. Not even. He's
Yeah.
probably seven.
Uh, you know what? Also another thing I'm thinking about Easter is like the mom and being like fairness. So like mom is a person who's like she does not believe in equity. She believes in equal. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I
like
think she believes in equity, but she is a very like fair. We give our kids the
sometimes yeah.
same.
Yeah. And so it was like you couldn't win the Easter egg hunt. You just had your own color coded eggs, which
Yes.
as like I'm a competitive person, I want to win something, but like you can't win
You
finding
can
your own
win by
eggs.
finding all of your eggs the
Oh, and
fastest,
then there was a
but
big egg or
at the
something.
end of the egg hunt, everyone had the same number of eggs, which is what
Yeah,
was
but I think there
important to
might
her.
have been like one cool egg.
One super egg.
Yeah, but I think it was just bigger, which would make it easier to find. I don't know. It probably depended on the year too. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It was always just like
I loved the
it was funny.
Easter egg
It was
hunt.
very organized. It was also giving Christmas because it's like you had your color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So everyone had like their color defined, and oh man. Oh, and I remember like the fun part of like opening it up to see what you got. That was always fun. There was usually like a dollar at some point.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
Have you heard of those like luxury Easter egg hunts? That was not
No.
ours. Like
What's
really crazy rich people that have like car keys in one.
Oh, that's insane. No.
No, these are
That's
like things on TikTok.
You know what I thought was really funny is I saw a TikTok where someone was like, "These are felt eggs that like are hand sewn so they can be reused." And everyone's like, we've been reusing the same plastic eggs in our basement." Like everyone,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you buy eggs and then you just toss them out?
Yeah.
That's
No, we've all been
insane.
reusing the same plastic
Like
eggs.
this person thought they were really doing something. And I've seen a lot. I mean, I've seen a handful of people really thinking they're doing something with these eggs that are just little oval flaps. But yeah, like I mean, I understand not wanting to get eggs because the price of real eggs is astronomical. However, are they not 30 cents at the store and then they last a lifetime?
Yeah, I don't know. Also Easter dress shopping, always traumatic. And we were like not a family that took pictures all that often. But for some reason, every Easter, we were out in the front yard taking a photo. And I just remember there's some where we were all in weird phases of our lives, and we just all look awkward in our own way. Like Cody's probably
Mhm.
like 16,
Well, and it
you're
very much wasn't,
14,
like,
I'm
Instagram
12.
worthy of, I'm probably like, there was a year, like, or I was definitely in, like, a Hollister dress that was, like, a more
Mhm.
casual, while, like, Cody's in dress pants. Like, the
Yeah, we
vibes were
never
never
looked like we were going the
cohesive.
same place.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all going to different events in the same minivan.
I
And
remember there were
I
some
remember
people
one
that went
time
to church that like color coordinated, and we were like just lucky we all made it there.
So random. Another thing, me just roasting our mother in this episode. I remember specifically one time when we were going to church and someone had told her like you'll be able to tell like who like your daughter has like a crush on by like when she spends the most time getting ready for something. And, like, for a
Oh,
while there, I was, like, really getting ready for church, like, doing my hair, doing my makeup, but it was just because it was, like, Sundays, and it was, like, I was gotten up, and it was, like, "Oh, I have a thing to dress up for," and mom said that, and so she's like, "So who do you like at church?" And I was like, I liked no one at church. No offense, like, but then I was like, "Oh, I have to spend less time getting ready for church so mom doesn't think I like someone."
that's crazy. By the time they got to me,
Well, like, what would the end of the world been if mom thought I liked someone? Like, who cares? I don't know. For some reason, I was like deeply offended that she would think that I liked anyone. God forbid.
God forbid you
That'd
like
been
anyone
that
at
would
the
have been
ripe old age of
so
16.
embarrassing. Gosh, oh,
Ah,
shivers on my
that's so
spine.
funny.
Um,
Oh,
what else? I feel like
church.
you have other things
Now I
to
feel like I've
do.
dominated the episode. It's your turn to talk.
Oh, I have nothing to say.
Now that we've roasted our cousins and our parents.
Oh, I didn't this is my first week of doing a back haul with my soybeans.
Oh, I know all
So
about the backhaul. So a truck comes from, I shouldn't say the city, but a city kind of far from Zoe, and
mhm,
they drop off, they deposit whatever they need to deposit, and then
crushed soybean meal.
they just do a little drive by, and
Skirt.
Zoe goes, "I got something for you," fills them up, and then they backhaul it to the place they came from, and
Yes.
Zoe makes money because she can sell for a little bit higher, and she also doesn't have to pay for diesel fuel, and it's less on the semi truck.
Yes, and it's a win-win-win because looky here. The place that needs the beans, so this isn't all the time, but right now they have like a hot basis. So like you can get more money if you haul it farther away. So win for them because they need the beans. Win for the truck drivers because they're getting paid both ways.
Hmm.
And win for me because I don't have to haul it. I just have
Well,
to
and they're
be on
probably feeling
standby
so productive because when you're driving back an empty semi truck, you're like, "This is
like a
lame."
fool.
But
Yeah.
now you're backhauling.
Yeah. And like I could make 6 cents more per bushel if I hauled it myself. But it would literally take me 2 to 5 hours to take a load and that simply does not the math is not mathing for how much like I'm worth, which is like what everyone was always saying. Like, you gotta pay yourself. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. I work for nothing, but like it's good, and dad doesn't like me driving that far away, and I'm still better off. I'm making more money than if I hauled it myself to where I normally haul it to. So we're making money moves, saving time, making gains. Now would have made a lot more money had I just sold them out in February. Yeah, but you know what? It's okay.
Did you watch any of the Masters?
Oh, the Masters.
The Masters. Am I
So
a fan of
I
golf now? I like
so
kind of am
I
into golf.
Here's the thing, is Tanner watches golf and he says it's like this is 1 weekend a year. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's multiple tournaments, my guy, that you're watching. But he's not like he does not watch sports on TV like that. He does not watch a football game. He does not watch a basketball game. Like, but then it's golf time, and he was like, "Hey, we should like burn this stuff this weekend. We should do this. We should do that." And so like I'm getting up on Saturday. I'm like, we got things to do, places to be, people. And he's like, I'm not leaving the home. I have to watch golf all day. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. Um,
Well,
which
I
I should have,
loved it. And I
yeah, I
was
should have.
messaging him about it because, first of all, when those kids step out there,
That's cute.
I die. Like, they're
But
so cute.
yeah, but I just found highlights for that. But yeah, so on Sunday, he was like absolutely glued to the TV all day. I wasn't home, but like I needed to write at one point and it was it was intense. He's like, "Well, I have to do it on this hole. Blah blah blah. Blah. Things are fire. Blah blah blah." And then he was like trying to give me a rundown. But yeah, I watched the last hole,
Mm-hmm.
the make it or break it. I am
Mm-hmm.
glad that Rory won. And
Mm-hmm.
also like the guy who came in second had like a really good speech about like I really wanted to be the bad guy today and win this, but like, it's like really cool that he got to win it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I don't know. Like I like I have a respect for it, I guess. I like the pomp and circumstance of the Masters, but like just watching someone hit a ball,
No, I
I
actually got
I
really
did,
into
yeah.
it. And now I follow this golfing influencer and I'm like ready to golf.
Huh. I did a Kaylee and I and our husbands did a golf outing last year. I think it was a Farm Bureau thing, and I hit a few shots, and I was like, "Oh, I get it." But like very much after like the third hole, I was very much over it.
Yeah. Okay, well that's all in that. That's our golfing segment.
And that's golf with Zoe and Kinsey. Um, so yeah, okay. Tomorrow we might work around and potentially plant a little bit. It is calling for rain on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Actually, it might just be Saturday, Sunday. But I am going to be out of town starting on Friday,
Where are you gonna be?
Vancouver,
Oh,
for Emily's wedding, which I'm like, of course, literally, of course, when I'm finally like, we can be in the fields, I have to skedaddle. So I am like anxious about that because it's like this is the literal worst timing. Um, which I know it's not the end of the world if I miss one day of planting because like realistically they're supposed to get a ton of rain, but it's also like we have one opportunity to plant in April. Like we need to
you
be
got one
maximizing our
shot,
time.
not miss your chance
One
to blow.
opportunity.
This
The
opportunity, it
opportunity
only
comes
comes once
once
in
in
a
a
lifetime.
lifetime.
Yo.
Exactly. But it's fine. It's fine. And my tractor won't start right now. I still need to get the updates in like it's kind of insane that I've like waited till the day before we need to use the tractor to like get my monitor set up, which is like
What's
it's
falling around you?
dust, but like where did it come from and why now? I
It
don't know.
was the night before planting, and all through the barn.
The tractors are dead and not ready to go. No, I was just putting it off because I was working on a brand deal and I was just waiting for that to go through. But like I shouldn't have been doing that. Like I knew I was gonna get my subscription anyway. So now I'm just like anxious for no reason, but it's fine. It's whatever. It'll be all
It's
good.
okay.
What do
My
you
nose
have
is stuffy.
coming up this weekend?
I'm going to the District of Columbia.
Ooh, are you going to see Fredward?
No,
No?
of course.
Go, guys to DC. No, sorry, can't hang out. I'm busy. I got plans.
Yeah, I think we're going bowling on Saturday. If you didn't know, I was on the
Mm.
bowling team in high school, except for back when I was there, it was the bowling club. And I'm really good at bowling. Like not like insane, but I can hold my own. Um, so we're going bowling on Saturday.
Fun, 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 fun. Hey, we need to wrap this up because I need to go CVS and they close in 20 minutes.
Okay, it's been
So
real nice seeing you.
it's been good
Toodaloo.
seeing you too. See ya next
Bye.
week.